Hello fellow crafters, my name is George and this is the Spare Time G, and today we're gonna make the Thing from Fantastic Four. So this episode is going to be the second one, the continuation of the previous one where I have sculpted the Space Punisher Hulk, and I quite loved the idea of these tiny figures of like monster-sized superheroes or villains, so to say. And my second episode is going to be the Thing from Fantastic Four. To be honest, he is much weaker than the Space Punisher Hulk is, and that's why I have decided to like create him physically larger than the four-armed beast I have. So this is going to be much broader sculpture with like thicker arms and legs and more bulky. As you have seen on the torso part, it's going to be much more wider. And right now I'm creating the limbs, and I make sure that my tactic is to first like create the overall body shape and then cover it up with a small balls of clay and like press it against the body, which will create this bumpy shape of the rocky surface of his skin. So the technique is quite similar in this video as it was in the previous one. The difference is that on this one you don't really need to like think about the definition of muscles. The only thing you will have to create is more or less like acceptable curves on the body and maybe the larger muscles on it, like biceps, maybe shoulders, triceps, and so on. Like on the legs, it is not very important to like make the definitions of the muscles. Probably you can go with the calves, but nothing else. So keep it in mind that once you're done with the overall body and already start applying the skin cover, it is going to make the overall sculpture go like thicker and larger, especially on the limbs and fingers because of the proportion. So let's talk about the posture. I have decided for him to create this kind of a charging pose, like come at me bro pose, so to say. I have not seen it on any kind of reference photo and copied it from that. Probably this is the imagination plus the blending of several bulky guys like Hulk or maybe Doomsday or so on. So the another difference in the sculpting process is the sequence of sculpting process. In the first one, in the Space Punisher Hulk, I have first created the overall body, attached every limb, and then worked on the skin and the connection points of the muscles and so on. But here, as the skin detailing is much complex and you will need to cover every single bit of it with this tiny dots of clay, it is going to be much harder once you attach the hands on the torso. So I have decided to split them apart and first cover the body, legs with these dots, then the limbs, of course, like only leave the top portion, the shoulder portion, empty because it is the connection point and it will get damaged if you try to create the surface on it as well. Once you press it against the torso, it will get squeezed and you will kind of lose this effect of the rocky surface of the skin. So leave it out, and once you are done attaching it, then go on and cover everything up. It will kind of seal the connection points much better, and also will help the connection itself. It will make it much sturdier and harder to come off. So once you're done with everything, the only thing which is left is the head. At this scale, it is not really important to create the face. It is quite hard, it won't be as visible, and it is quite hard to avoid the dumb, derpy face. So I have left it out completely and only created the general head shape with rocks as the additions of detailing. And yeah, that's it. This is the final part. This is the final product of our sculpture. I'm quite happy with this one, and I'm quite happy with the scale and the pose I have chosen. It is quite bulkier and larger than Space Punisher Hulk, and to be honest, it is of course it is my only second episode, but I think that the Thing has strength in proportion of his size. I will explain what I mean. Like, if you look at the Superman, he is muscular, of course, but Batman in some iterations is much bulkier and looks stronger. But of course, Superman is maybe a million times stronger than Batman is, despite the muscle mass which is visible on it. And Thing, I think, has more or less closer correlation to this idea of muscle mass and the strength. And yeah, I wanted to mention this for some reason. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this project as much as I enjoyed making it. I hope that the next week's video is going to be the War Machine, which was chosen by you on the poll. And at the same time, I would like to continue this series in later episodes. Have a nice day and see you next time. Goodbye.